Dave has been reading The Way of Kings. You started part 3 last week.
Yes.
And you're going to catch us up. Did you finish part 3?
Yes.
This is
You
the
finished
part.
part 3.
Yeah.
This is the part where everybody's going to be excited.
Spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead.
yeah.
If you haven't read The Way of Kings, this is a spoiler discussion.
Yeah.
Everything
Warning,
up to
warning,
part
warning.
4.
Yes.
Did you listen to the interludes yet?
No, I
Okay.
haven't. So
okay,
I saved the final chapter 51. I saved that for the ride here.
Okay.
So that's what's most fresh. But I don't think I wrote it down, but that's what's fresh, so I could tell you my thoughts about that towards the end. But I have thoughts. Just right off the bat,
I love this. This is my favorite part of the week.
this part is it freaking made minced meat of parts 1 and 2. Part 3, I made the joke last week about how they called it The Dying because I said I would be dying a lot.
yeah.
It was long and it had Shallan chapters. Shallan, oh man. Oh, okay. When I get to that part, I'll share it because fetch.
You liked the Shallan chapters?
I liked the Shallan chapters.
Okay.
Wow.
So in the beginning, they talk a lot about just the strategies that High Prince Sadeas is using with the Bridgemen. The Bridgemen are bait. They are meant to draw the first volley of arrows so that the normal soldiers live.
Hell yeah. Getting so jacked. I know exactly what you're going to say.
So there is the lieutenant or like another Light Eyes. His name is Lamriel. He thinks Cal is going to inspire a rebellion, and Gaz owes him money. So Lamriel is like, I want Kaladin dead. All right. So Gaz and Lamriel are plotting to kill Kaladin. 2 weeks go by and Bridge 4 is finally practicing together with Cal. In part 2, towards the end, Cal was like doing morning routines by himself, just trying to inspire Bridge 4. Well, now he's basically got everybody working, which is great. We like teamwork. Cal had an idea to use the bridge as a shield. We will soon find out that was not a good idea. Cal picks new member for Bridge 4, a short, one-armed man named
Lopen.
Yeah.
I love Lopen.
Yeah, I love the way he speaks, Lopen.
If I ever have a 3-legged dog, its name's going to be Lopen.
I wrote down Cal tried to blackmail Lamriel after the new bridge carry method was a blunder. He instead orders troops to beat Cal, but not kill him. Cal is then hung upside down on the side of the bridge crew barracks facing eastward towards the storm. So they were essentially going to leave him out to be judged by the Stormfather. Lamriel was then executed by High Prince Sadeas. Responsibility ultimately fell on him for that disaster that happened. The disaster was when Cal went out with...
Oh, yes! Okay, 51 was the last one you
Yeah.
read? Hell
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
baby!
I've got
What
thoughts.
was... What?
Oh, you
Okay.
find out everything with Amaram.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Oh, baby, I just had to Google it because I'm like, son of a bitch, I hope I didn't.
That's why I walked in and I said, "Fetch Light Eyes."
Yeah, bro. Yes, bro.
All right, so Lamriel is executed by Sadeas personally. Like, Sadeas actually killed him. Responsibility ultimately fell on him for the disaster that Cal caused. Cal was essentially left out to be judged by the Stormfather. Then there's like the whole scene of him getting thrown around by the storm on the roof, on the side of the building. And then there's like a calm and it's dark. You see the face of what I think is the Stormfather. It doesn't say, he just said he sees like a big white face. And before this happens, Teft gives him a gem sphere. And Cal is essentially talking to him like it's a big like Jesus moment where he's like, let the men come out, and if I open my eyes and look at them, like I lived. So that gem sphere was like important because it's like, okay, we spent like the whole book up until this point, they talk multiple times about how, you bring these things out into high storms to recharge them with Stormlight. So it's like, this thing's going to charge with Stormlight. It'll help, keep things bright for him while he's getting thrown around out there. I think, and so I'll get into my theory after this. After all that happened, they go out, they think he's dead, he's all cut up and beat up, blood everywhere, and he opens his eyes. and then I think he dropped the gem sphere, or he's like holding onto it, and Teft could see it, and it wasn't glowing, which is impossible because it was out in a high storm. So how is it not glowing? And so here's my theory, all right? Kaladin was called by the Stormfather or the powers that be, the Almighty, for some purpose, and he essentially was. I want to say he was gifted the powers to what Szeth does, like breathing stormlight. Maybe it wasn't gifted to him. Maybe he could do it the whole time, and he was just finding it out. But for whatever reason, up until this point in the book, I think that he has the power to breathe stormlight like Szeth. So he'll start doing some cool stuff like that. There are other implications here, like how does this play into, I can't get into that because I'm not at that point. I get into it later. We learned a little bit about the Parshmen, a little more about them. I haven't learned where they came from or what they are, just that they are essentially brainless slaves. I'm getting a vibe that these suckers have been domesticated and that the Parshendi are the real people. So, like, there's
Raffo.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm hitting it pretty close, but there's like a part in, I think it was like a recount. Oh no, it was the bath scene, because I remember telling you guys you didn't warn me about the bath scene with Jasnah and Shallan. But Shallan is reading some like manuscript from Gavilar when he met the Parshendi
What do you
for the
mean
first
we
time.
Didn't warn? Why did you want us to warn you about that?
I joked about it, like it being like sexual in nature
oh.
or something. Yeah. I was like, you guys didn't warn me, because I was having feelings. But yeah, no, it's like I feel like generations ago, the Parshendi had an encounter with the Alethi, and they essentially enslaved them, and just through generations of enslavement, the Parshmen are a domesticated Parshendi, and that's a theory I have. Jasnah and Shallan, they went out, and it was something about philosophy.
Yeah, this is a pretty big part.
Yeah, well, kind of just to cut the crap, Jasnah killed 4 thugs in an alley with a soulcaster.
She just turned them into stone.
Yeah, she turns one into like poof, or like catches him on fire or something, and then the other, she turns him to stone, and then the other 2 turn to smoke, and it's like, holy crap, I didn't know you could kill people with soulcasters.
Yeah.
That's insane. So soulcasters are very powerful.
Not only are they very powerful, they're very important to the economy and the Stormlight series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shallan, being filled with like anger and rage that Jasnah used a soulcaster for that purpose, she did end up stealing Jasnah's soulcaster and swapping it out with the broken one that she had, that her father had.
This is what like biting your tongue is like.
out of
I know.
spite. So at this point, the Ardent, man, I wrote his name down later. I forget his name.
Oh, the sweet art guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote down,
Who gives jams?
yeah, I said, not a fan of the Ardent trying to save Shallan. And then he immediately started flirting with her. And I was like, Ardent flirting with Shallan is gross as hell.
What is that guy's name? It's not important. You can keep talking.
I have it later on. But he starts talking about how the soulcasters are actually really simple to use. And I was like, oh, I thought they required like a lot of knowledge and like faith. Because there was, in one of the chapters, they were talking about how the soulcasters usually come in and they'll do soul casting at night when nobody's looking because it's considered holy. And so I was like, oh, like, I guess you don't have to be a man of faith to use one. And Jasnah is an example of that because she is an atheist.
Well, agnostic. I think there's a difference.
Agnostic. Okay, that's fair. I said the new Bright Lord Hatal and his bitch of a wife, where she does all the talking for him and he just stands there and she's like bossing around the bridge crew, and she's like, okay,
Okay, yes.
yeah, you guys are on like mandatory cavern duty for good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like this lady.
Yeah.
Down below, Teft said the thing, journey before destination. And then the full thing, this is said to be the phrase or the saying of the Knights Radiant: life before death, strength before weakness, journey before the end. I'm like, dang, that goes hard.
Yeah, bro.
I want that on my wall.
Yeah, bro. Speak the ancient oaths.
And then we get some flashbacks. Kaladin's brother Tien was conscribed into Bright Lord Roshan's army. Cal ends up pulling a Katniss Everdeen, and she's like, well, he didn't replace Tien, but he joins to protect Tien because Tien's kind of a little bit of a run. I don't think I've brought him up before because I don't really.
Well, he's significantly younger than Cal.
Yeah. I haven't brought up the flashbacks.
Mind you, Cal is only like 19 years old.
But that's a full grown dude.
Yeah, but
And he's like 16 here. Like, it has only been like 3 years since these events
That's
have
true.
happened.
Yeah.
But
But Cal's not a small guy though.
Cal was a pretty solid dude before,
Yeah.
and his brother. How old was his brother when he was?
I think it was like 16 or something.
No,
Or no, he had to have been like
He
13.
was like-
No, he was like
He was
13 or
young.
like 12.
Yeah.
Like that.
So this chapter, so this happened during a time of day when my daughter was messing with my phone. So I think I missed a chapter, and I wasn't taking very good notes because I was doing chores while doing this. So I apologize. But Shallan attempted to use the Soulcaster that she stole, and ends up accidentally losing control of it and plunging herself into the Shadesmere.
Shadesmar.
The Shadesmar, badass name. Something about her drowning in a sea of glass spheres and strange symbol-headed entities that she was drawing in the sketches before when she like takes her mental image.
Again,
remember this
back
chapter at
to
all.
biting our tongues.
Yeah. And then something happened where she's getting approached by one of them or a handful of them, and she's like referring to her greatest sin, and the book said something about 10 heartbeats. And her reaching for something. Guys, don't answer this. Does she have a fetching shard blade?
You don't want me to answer this.
Don't answer it.
No. Raffo.
Raphael.
But Shallan possibly having a shard blade is badass. There was a chapter about Kaladin's high storm vision. He has a really powerful one where he's like flying over the lands, and I'm pretty sure he sees Zeth killing somebody. And the voice is speaking to him. Don't know who it is. It calls.
I love this, but this is absolutely killing me too.
calls Kaladin the child of Tanavast. The face reappears and says, "Odium comes."
Odium.
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 Yeah.
Odium comes, the most powerful of the 16. And so I have some questions. Is he the missing Knight Radiant from the interlude, or not the interlude, but the beginning of the book? Possibly turned evil. He betrayed the people, and that's why they think the Knights Radiant are bad and betrayed the people because he was the one that did it.
Here's the thing. I don't know what the book is leading you to believe right now. So
Yeah, it's been so long.
Yeah.
And there's so much context that we know that you don't yet
Okay.
that it's hard to answer.
I'm just going to say no.
Okay. Well, I know that the name Odium is like the Morgoth from the Arthur and the Littles, or like Voldemort. where
I
it's
don't
like
know what the hell you just said.
What
Arthur
did
and
you
the
just say?
Littles.
Arthur
I
and
thought
the
you were
Littles.
saying Morgoth from like Lord of the
Spiderwick
Rings.
Chronicles.
That's where I thought he was picking up from.
But Syl like flips the fetch
Arthur
out.
and the Littles.
Little deep cut for you,
that
man.
is a deep cut.
Arthur and the Littles.
Where do you pull these from?
Apparently
Arthur
from
and the Little
a deep
People.
area.
Oh my gosh, Dave. What the hell?
Oh, Arthur and the Minimoys.
Oh yes.
I thought it was the Littles.
Arthur and the Invisibles.
Arthur
This
and
must
the
be the
Invisibles.
sequel, Arthur and the Minimoys.
Invisible. So yeah, that guy. I think that's like Morgath or Morgoth.
Okay, whatever.
They call him the Evil M. They don't speak his name because when they do, everybody like freaks out. So Syl freaks out when Teft asks her about Odium.
Oh.
So you guys can't answer this because Raffo, but it's like, is Odium a thing? Is it an event?
That's
like
not important. You can
Ragnarok?
forget about that
Just
name,
forget it.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
not
forget
important.
about it?
Yeah,
He-
forget about Odium.
He's not. He doesn't ever come back.
Yeah, forget about him. No, that's a big fetching deal. So remember the name.
Okay. Bridge 4 is planning an escape. Teft is gonna, or not Teft, Cal is gonna teach them how to use spears. So that if they have to, well, they plan on killing a small group and making a run for it.
Oh, do you get to see like Cal like using a spear for the first time?
That was in
And it's
part
like
2.
he's dancing with it.
Is that not the coolest thing?
Yeah.
I love Cal with the spear.
Yeah.
All right, so
If I ever get like a long tattoo on my arm, it's gonna be a spear like this,
Like Bridge 4.
and it's gonna have like stormlight coming off of it, and in the middle it's gonna say like life before death. Like,
Oh, that'd
in
be
the
cool.
middle. That'd be
Dude.
freaking sick.
that
Get your
would-
design. I got a boy.
It's too
I got a guy.
too much.
All right, so
Pansy.
there was another flashback. It was that day a year ago when we first met Kaladin, when he was fighting with his squad, and then there was a shard bearer approaching them.
Okay, yes.
He ends up killing a shard bearer
Yeah, Cal kills
Cal.
a shard bearer.
by himself.
Now,
That's how freaking awesome Cal is.
Yeah.
now, when I say I've been a reader my whole life, I've read books my entire life. My mom raised us to read books, and we did. I have never, ever in my life felt this kind of emotion reading words off of a page as I did in this moment.
Yeah, I
So-
got chills when it talks about how he took him down.
Like, I didn't-
by himself.
Yeah, I
What-
didn't. No, the rage that comes after this battle.
Oh,
is
yes,
what I'm talking
yes,
about.
yes. We'll
Oh
get
my
to that
God.
because
Yeah.
this was a flashback, and then there was, there's actually a chapter before this because I skipped it. I didn't write it down because this was what I was talking about. That guy, Capsule.
Cabsol,
That-
yes.
That's his name. He's an Arden.
I checked him 5 minutes ago.
Oh, did you?
He tried to kill Yasna through the bread and the jam, and he ends up poisoning Shallan and himself, and then they like wake up. Well, he's dead. Shallan wakes up in a hospital, and it's like, yeah, he tried killing me. We don't know who he was or who he was working for or working with to try and kill Yasna. I think it has something to do with that Soulcaster not being hers. Really interested, kind of convoluted right there, but they talked about how, what was it? The bread was laced with backbreaker powder, and the jam was the antidote. So, like, throughout the Shallan chapters, this capsule Arden would show up, and they would eat bread and jam. And so that's why it hadn't affected her before. But, yeah, so that happens.
So wait, who gave them the jam that was poisoned?
The jam wasn't poisoned. The jam was
Oh, the
the
jam
antidote.
was. Who gave them the poisoned bread?
Capsule.
Oh, that happens this early on.
Yeah.
I literally.
Well, because I don't think
literally just remember
I don't think
this.
you do much with
I
Shallan
was
in
gonna
the
say,
last
what the
part,
hell
though.
happens at the end with Shallan?
I know. I think the next part doesn't even have Shallan in it, right?
No, it does.
I don't know.
But like barely.
There's 2 more parts after this. But yeah, Shallan or Yasna finds out that Shallan stole the
That all happens in book 2,
Soulcaster
though.
and is pissed. So that
I think
happens,
so.
and then there's the chapter of the flashback with Kaladin killing the shard bearer, and then he just like doesn't take the shards. He just says, "No, leave them to my highest ranking warrior. I forget his Caleb or something." And he like leaves it. All this is happening in front of High Prince Amaran and like a couple of his like soldiers, and then Kaladin's men. Like,
Who Kaladin believes that Amaram is like one of the good
Yes.
light eyes.
Yes.
You got to come closer in, bro. I'm worried about you being cut out.
All right. So
Sit on my lap.
chapter 51. I read that on the way over. Kaladin goes back to like the barracks or like the chill out spot for the warriors, and in come his men first, like the rest of his squad. They're like, okay, and then Bright Lord Amaran, and then a couple of his high guards come in, and they're like, okay, why didn't you take the shards? And he's like, well, I don't want to be like you, he says. He doesn't want to be one of them, which is noble. And so he's like, but I want to leave it to my best warrior because, and, you know, kind of a side thing, Cal knows that if his guy is lifted up, they'll be taken care of. And so Bright Lord Amaran is like, okay, and just slaughters all of the witnesses, leaves Cal alive, and takes the shards for himself. And he's essentially like, I can't let anybody know that I didn't win these rightfully. And then he brands Cal a slave with the Shash brand, the worst of the worst, and just, you know, puts him into a life of slavery.
Yeah, dude. When I say I've never like reacted that angry towards a book before, I mean it. I was so pissed off. This character doesn't exist. This is not a real person, and I was fetching pissed.
You're like, I'm gonna climb into this book and kick your ass.
I don't think I've hated a character more than I hated Amaram in that moment.
Yeah, I fetch and hate him for being scummy like that, and it's like I kind of saw the writing on the wall about how like Light Eyes just aren't good people, except for Dalinar. Which Dalinar is the only one that I hold up, and I'm like, this guy's good. Everybody else, like Sadeas, Sadeas is the only one that I remember the name of, but they talk about a couple of the other ones. You know, the ones fighting for money right now. Fetch all of them.
What B. Sandy is setting up right now is just insane, because you already have an arc with Cal where he began to trust a Light Eyes, right? And then betrayed horrifically by one, like made his life a living hell, killed everybody. And so you are believing now that Cal is maybe eventually will trust Dalinar. Like that is what you're hoping, right? But you know Dalinar's a good guy, and you now know that Cal has already gone through this process. He has hated them, began to believe that one of them could be good, and hates them again. And nothing is going to change that anymore. So what B. Sandy has set up in this moment right now is what drives the book for me at this point forward. It's like, okay, you know these guys are going to meet up at some point because they're so close in proximity. And what does that mean? It's like, how do you have a character like Dalinar who you know is good and you believe and you trust so much, and you have Cal who you know and love so much, but you know his beliefs and you know what he's gone through, and it just makes you so, you know these guys.
Yeah, like my two favorite characters so far are Cal and Dalinar, and it's like the fact that they're like, you know, that when you put two magnets on the opposite ends and they push apart, I think that's what it's going to end up being, because
believe it or not, Dave, you haven't even made it to the best part yet.
Yeah. No, you haven't gotten to my buckle up part.
The part that will make you clench your butthole for the next hour
is coming up very soon. You are, part 4 is like the last big chunk of this book. Part 5 is really quick.
I mean, part 5 is really quick. Tuned into Oz listening to this for his second time on like a road trip. I had chills the entire time we were
I'm pretty sure I cried.
This is just the most incredible payoff in any book I've ever read.
Yeah.
So skip 51. So including the interludes, I have 9 hours and 14 minutes left.
Okay.
At 1.5 speed.
And Dave, that 9 hours is gonna fly by.
It will fly.
I mean, you're fetching hooked now, right?
Right,
you see the chapters right here.
Yeah, so you can see all the chapters. You can see part 4.
So part 4. Yeah, see how short part 5 is? Like part 5 is like.
I don't even think there's an interlude between.
But words.
Part 4 and part 5.
Chapter 67, words.
Jeez.
It doesn't get much better than that.
No, what I will say, one final thing I wanted to say, I added it towards the end. Because I guess I did add the part about Bright Lord Amaran. He talks about ghost bloods.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what the hell a Ghost Bloods is. It sounds like a faction.
It comes back into play. I wouldn't put too much thought into it right now.
Not quite yet.
It sounded like just something in passing, but it put a label on what sounds like a group.
It's pretty badass.
It's pretty important too, but I also wouldn't focus on it right now.
Okay.
And it's not like a spoiler, I don't think, because Mistborn, like there's, you know, the Cosmere is all connected. So part 1 of Mistborn is like the main like the saga, and then you have the next 4 books, which is like set in like a Western period.
I don't know if I would be saying this.
I mean, it's not a spoiler. Like you just will eventually find out like Ghost Bloods are like a big deal in the Cosmere. Like that's it. Like the next the next Mistborn book is going to be all about Ghost Bloods. Like the
I
next
think it
Mistborn
is
series.
called Ghost Bloods.
It's called Ghost
Yeah.
Bloods.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope. Okay, so
So they're important.
question about the Cosmere, because I feel like I'm at the ground level. Is the Cosmere a universe or is
Yeah.
it the planet?
No, it's the universe. So
Okay.
Roshar is the planet that you're on right now.
Okay.
The Mistborns take place on
Scadrial.
Scadrial. There's a bunch of different planets.
So Kaladin is on Roshar.
Yeah, the two main ones, like the two main planets that are like big deals, are Scadrial and Roshar. Like these two planets are gonna be big.
Okay. And other than Wit, I'm assuming there's no character jumping.
Wit is the only one so far.
Okay.
For him, there's another one. It's his apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't
Has
know
the
that.
flute chapter happened yet?
No,
You haven't had the Wit flute chapter yet?
no, I think that's in 4.
Ah, fetch. Okay.
4 has so much in it.
Yeah.
4 is, like 4 has a lot. Like when I listened to 4 for the first time, I was like, I'm like it killed me. There's
Wit.
so much.
There's
good
a
stuff.
chapter in this with Wit and a flute, and you'll learn a lot about Wit in that
Okay.
chapter. So
All right. Well, yeah. Just to wrap my thoughts, fetch Light Eyes.
Fetch Amaram.
Yeah, fetch Amaram.
Yeah.
Fetch Amaram.
Sadius.
Fetch Sadius.
4L Sadius.
Fetch Gaz. I fetch and hate Gaz. I'm waiting for him to die. He's not a part of Bridge 4, and I hope he doesn't carry forward with them.
Yeah, fetch Gaz.
Yeah, fetch
Yeah.
Gaz.
yeah, fetch Gaz.
Fetch guys.
One-eyed bitch.
Okay,
All right. Is that all you got?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for part 4.
That was good stuff.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
the next time we do this, I'm gonna be fetching Jack out
Jay,
of my
you
mind.
need to help me sew my tongue on because it's gone. So
Yeah. All right.